Shaq, before I let you go, I had to address a little bit earlier in the show this cat, Rashad McCants, out of North Carolina. You remember him, played in the league for about 4 or 5 years. Okay, won a national championship at Carolina in 2005. Wasn't no scrub or anything like that. The brother got mad at me. I don't know him, but he got mad at me because I was like, listen, I love Kobe, miss him to death. The Black Mama's the Black Mama. But I did not have him number 2 all time. And because of that, I'm hating. I was like, is there something wrong with today's culture? Like, if you tell us, I'm thinking Kobe Bryant's top 10 all time, probably top 5. I mean, look, number 2 off guard all time behind Michael Jordan. In my mind, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, wait a minute, what's wrong with me not saying that he's not number 2 all time in the history of basketball? What's wrong with that, Shaq?
We have to sometimes be able to stop time and get out of our own way. Everybody's going to have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Right? Some people like this shirt, some people hate it, some people think it's old school. But we have to, just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you're right or wrong. And just because you have an opinion doesn't mean we have to get into a verbal altercation.
Right.
Now, one thing I know about you, one thing I know about him, one thing I know about me is once we say what we say, we're going to stand on it. But again, I had to learn how to get out of my way. Like, I hear all the time the GOAT conversation. Sometimes my name comes up, sometimes it doesn't. I used to take it personal, but bro, it's 8 billion people here. You think I got time to react to a damn poll and reading every guy's? All right, person number 1 said Shaq. No, like, bro, you think I have time to like look at each and everyone's compliment or non-compliment about me? So I understand it, but we have to sometimes. And this goes for all of society. Just because a person thinks one way doesn't mean they're right or wrong, but it doesn't mean you have to belittle that person or talk about that person. Because we as people, we gonna stand on what we stand on. But I have a problem with what you said. Like, my thing is, it doesn't matter who the GOAT is. My guy should be in the conversation.
Yes.
Don't just no. But hold on. So what Rashad was saying is, like, you guys just throw him out of the conversation. Like, sometimes you have to listen to what people are saying. Like right now, and listen, I love all those guys. And I'm actually jealous that my name is not in the conversation more, but that's neither here nor there. So somehow it just went from Mike to LeBron, and you just threw my guy out of the conversation. His name needs to be in there all the time. Mm-hmm. And when his name is not in there, that's when people have a problem.
I appreciate the correction, but let me ask you this question. As you sit there as a basketball analyst doing a great job that you do on TNT, several nights a week during the NBA season, I've seen you on many occasions question certain things, and you're just talking about the game, and guys personalize it, and you're talking about basketball. You didn't insult them. You just talked about what they needed to do, how somebody else may have done it better, particularly in moments, because you ain't just looking at stats. You looked at moments. Knowing you the way that I have over these decades, you didn't just pay attention to numbers. You were talking about who showed up when it was time to show up, too. All of those things come into consideration. I look at Kobe. There is nothing on earth to question the greatness of Kobe Bryant, who to me is one of the greatest of all time. But it did help for those first 3 rings that he had you in your prime to some degree.
That's not the point. The point everybody is making is don't leave him out the conversation.
I'm not leaving him out the conversation.
You are. You always say, you always say GOAT. The GOAT is LeBron or Mike.
No, I never said it's LeBron. It's always Mike. Okay. It's always Mike for me.
Well,
I say him, number 2 is LeBron.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right. But I always hear Mike and LeBron, and I used to hear Mike and Kobe, and now it's Mike and LeBron. My thing is, it has to be those 3 guys. And if you want to get technical, Dr. J need to be in there too.
No.
Because he started all this.
No.
Ain't no.
No, it is no. I love Dr. J, but it's no.
Hey. Dr. J started all this.
Okay. He started, but that don't make him the GOAT, though.
And Magic.
Yes, so I had Magic up in there too. I said, but that don't make him the GOAT. I got Magic as the greatest point guard of all time.
Listen. It doesn't matter who you or I think the GOAT is.
Okay.
Certain people can be in a conversation, certain people can't.
Okay.
And I just think before y'all say 1 and 2, you can't leave my guy out. So I can kind of understand why Rashad was getting upset, especially with Kobe not being here. It just makes it like, and like I kind of heard with his point, it was like you just kind of throw him away. And, we would never do that. And I know you would never do that.
I would never do that.
You and Kobe had a great relationship. But his name needs to be in that conversation when you talk about the greatest of all time.
But what I had to tell Rashad earlier was that Kobe and I had that conversation. Because I told Kobe, because Kobe like, what do you mean? I said, Kobe, I got Mike. You know what I'm saying? I got LeBron, who's been around quite a long time and is versatile with 6'9", 260 and all of this. I said, I look at Kareem, I look at Shaq, I look at Bill Russell. I said, people used to get on me because I didn't bring up Wilt Chamberlain. Here was my issue with Wilt Chamberlain. Your number one nemesis was Bill Russell. He had 11 titles. You had 2. And that was your number one nemesis. So I'm not questioning the greatness of Wilt Chamberlain, but how can I put you against a dude that was your nemesis that's got 9 more titles than you? So it's like, it's a basketball conversation, and that's all I'm saying. And that's something you and I talked about. Yeah, you could throw people in the conversation, but you got to make a decision. Remember I told you that? You got to make a decision, and you got to pick one. I picked one.
And then as a society, like me and you came into the game arguing, but we always had that respect for each other.
Right.
You wrote an article. I called myself jumping on you. You jumped back and you told me why you wrote the article. And I was like, okay, watch this. The next time I saw you, okay, big boy. But so we still could respect each other. And, so I don't mind people having even heated conversations. So almost going to blows. But as long as the respect is there, I think this world will be a better place. Right now, you got a lot of disrespect and this and that.
I agree.
But again, I don't mind people talking about who their GOAT is, but you definitely got to have my boy in that conversation.
I definitely will, and I definitely will.